squeeze and release your toes a little bit here while you're lying on your back. And then keeping your arms over your head still, you can have your fingers interlaced or stretched apart, whichever is more comfortable. I want you to just start to gently rotate your head from side to side. Just turn your head from side to side. We're just trying to stretch the neck. And then we'll come back to center. And I want you to open up your mouth nice and wide and roll your bottom jaw around. So you're just gonna try to release any tension in your jaw. So you're gonna roll that bottom jaw. Maybe you wanna just kind of continue a little bit more and open up the mouth wide and then try to soften a little bit. You can also crinkle up your nose and furrow your brow. Just you're putting muscle tension into your face, like tension in the muscles, and then softening, and then just doing that again. So both trying to release the jaw up into the skull and then different points in your face. So just taking another moment to do that. And then relaxing your face. I want you to bring your arms away from your body. Stretch them as if you're reaching for the person next to you. If you're lucky and you have a person next to you, you can reach them and give them a little tickle. If you don't, that's okay. You get lots of space. But your palms are facing up. And I want you to just release your shoulders. Try to soften your shoulders away from your ears. And you might feel like your shoulder blades are snuggling into the mat a little bit more. That's okay. And then I also want you to try to soften your back. So try to relax your spine. It doesn't mean that you're going to absolutely be able to touch the full length of your spine to the ground. That's very difficult to do, and many of us are not built like that. We just have a natural curve in our back. But I want you to try to just relax and soften, and think about trying to spread your upper chest wider. You're trying to broaden the upper chest. You're trying to broaden your rib cage. And I want you to think about the area around your heart. So your heart, the muscles, the tissues, we're just going to let it open up a little bit here. Maybe you want to close your eyes. And we're going to take about, let's say about 5 breaths. I want you to take a nice long inhale and exhale. You're trying to breathe in and out through your nose, filling up the chest with air. One more breath. And then you can continue with your deep breaths if that's available for you to do. But what I want you to focus on now is squeezing your hands into fists. So you're going to make fists with your hands, and then even try to curl your fists up to point towards the ceiling. So you're going to feel a big stretch in your wrists. And then we're going to release the hands again and just let them soften and open up. Palms are open. And then let's do that again. We're going to make a fist and then just curl the hands up. Try to do that as much as you can without lifting the arms. And then release. And we'll do one more time. Curl and up. And release. Good. Okay, bring your arms alongside your body and let's hug our knees into our chest. The first time you're doing this so far in this class, maybe you've done this already this morning, but just massaging your back if that feels comfortable, rocking from side to side. Maybe you want to just pull the knees in and hold them there, that's okay too. Let's take another breath. And then we're going to stretch the legs out again. Release them out. Give them a little shake. And then I want you to bend your right knee in, and we're going to stretch the right leg up towards the ceiling. And let's just start to roll the ankle, point and flex the foot, massage the back of the leg. I always like that first opportunity when you get to extend your leg up after not having done it for, many, many days or many hours, whatever it is, and you get this, you notice how tight the leg is, and you start to just work on loosening it up. Because that's why we're here. We're here to just work on what we've got going on already. We're not here for perfection. Let's take another moment here just to give a little more loosening up. And then we're going to bend the knee. Take your left hand on your knee and bring your leg across the body as much as you can. Twisting into your back, twisting into your hip. You stay like this. I'm going to grab you microphones. Okay, I think these ones are defective or something. Let's try these. So you're still in your spinal twist. How does that sound? Can you hear me? Okay. And then let's come all the way back. Release the leg. Give it another little shake.
You just bend your right knee in. There's like jungle music in these. Okay, wait, you're a toddler to that.
Right, go around. I don't know if anyone else could hear the music that I was just hearing, but I don't even know where it was coming from.
Just you.
It was from some unknown end. Okay. Massaging the back of the leg. And we're going to bend the knee closed, right hand on the knee, bring the leg across the body. And you can stretch out the left arm if that makes sense for you, if that's too much. So nice big breath. We're going to just hold here as long as we did on the other side. And then let's take 2 more breaths. This is a nice opportunity to breathe into your heart space. And finally coming all the way back, releasing the legs, giving them a little shake. Okay, bring your feet to the outside edges of the mat. Knees are bent, and I want you to drop your knees from side to side. You can have your arms stretched away from you, over your head, or just keeping them in close, whatever feels best. So we're just loosening up the pelvis, the hips, kind of maybe also getting into your glute muscles, into your back. Lots of nice stretching. We're going to do this 2 more times on either side. And then 1 more time. And then from here, I'd like you to come back to hugging your knees in. We're going to give ourselves a beautiful little Saturday morning hug. So pull your belly muscles in, draw your abdominal muscles, pull your chin into your chest, roll yourself into a little ball. We're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And just stretch your legs out 1 more time. Bring your arms over your head. 1 more big stretch. And then I want you to roll to a side. It doesn't matter which one. Bring yourself up. Let's come to a seated position. We're going to be in a cross-legged position. If it doesn't work for you to sit cross-legged, you can always have your legs extended out. But cross-legged, we're going to bring a hand to the ground. And I want you to take a nice side bend. Come all the way back up, and we'll go to the other side. And then come back up, and then let's try to walk our hands forward a little bit. Nice big breath, maybe rolling your tailbone down to the ground. You can feel that stretching in your low back. And then we'll come back up. And if your legs are crossed, we're going to switch the cross of the legs. We're going to do the exact same thing to the side. And then coming all the way up to the other side. And coming back. And one more time, just walking forward any amount. Nice big breath. And walk yourself back in. Okay, let's come on to our hands and our knees. And I'd like us please to do some cat and some cows. And I want you to start doing a good amount of them. Like, let's take a whole bunch of moments here to breathe and stretch into cat and cow. You're trying to synchronize your movement with your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. It doesn't matter to which posture you inhale or exhale to. Just try to have that continuous, regular breathing. And also notice, and this is something we've talked about in other classes, also try to notice your inhales and exhales. So try to have a nice long inhale and a nice long exhale. Try to have them even. We're trying to regulate the breathing, not only by breathing continuously, but also having that equal inhale, exhale that's calming to the body. So we're going to do a couple more of these. Like I said, we're going to do a whole bunch of cat and cows today. Getting into your upper shoulders. Let's do like a couple more. Do a couple more so that you feel like it's even. And from here, we're going to come off of our hands, and I want you to lift up onto your knees. If you need extra padding, for sure, you can roll your mat or grab a towel. So we're going to be up on the knees. I want you to take your hands behind your back and nice big stretch. Nice big stretch. Really shine your heart. Open up your heart. If it's available, even turn your chin from side to side. Okay, we'll release the hands, and I want you to curl your toes under, and we're going to sit down on our heels as much as it is available to you. So just try to take a few breaths like this. We're going to try to breathe into the toes. The baby toes are always very chicken, and they try to avoid all of this, so you sometimes have to tuck them in a little bit, or release them. But we're going to stay here. If you are feeling like you need more, you can sort of rock from side to side. I know that's very tricky on the knees and of course on the feet, but for everybody who's been doing lots of walking, amazing, but I respect your feet. Okay, and bring your hands down to the ground, and I'd like you just to gently tap out your feet. Just tap them out. Maybe squeeze and release your toes. Make sure you're getting feeling back in your toes. And we're going to do one more thing here on the knees for now. So tops of the feet are on the ground, and I'd like you to sit down, if you can, onto the heels, the tops of the feet on the ground. If this is too much on your knees, if it doesn't work for your body, just stay up. You don't want to put yourself into massive discomfort. You might have your hands on the ground. You're trying to support your weight a little bit with the hands. Some of you might feel like you want to lean back. That's okay too. So we're trying to stretch into the quads, into the knees, into the ankles. Of course, pulling the shoulders back, stretching through the chest. Let's try and stay here just a moment longer if you can. And come forward. We're going to bring our hands to the ground. And then let's take the right leg and send it back. Toes are curled under. So we're stretching out our legs right now. And then we'll switch to the opposite leg. And then bring your knees back. I want you to widen them apart, big toes touching. Send your hips back into a wide knees child's pose. I know we've been in this position with the legs bent for a while. I promise you we're going to stop that in a moment. But sending your hips back into child's pose, stretching your arms forward, maybe even spread out all of your fingers and reach that much further forward. And then with that length, see if you can walk your hands over to the right side of the mat. And then walk your hands over to the left side. And then we'll come back to center and then bring yourself up. So if you are able to and you'd like to, please come up into downward facing dog, and we're going to just start to pedal out the legs. So we have our legs straight now, we're not bending at the knees other than just a little subtle bend. Of course, modifications would be to stay in tabletop, extend the leg back at a time, or you can always come forward and stretch out your body and just lie on your belly to keep the legs straight. So listening to your body, of course. But I'm going to demonstrate here in downward dog, and we're going to stay here for probably another 30 seconds or so, about another 30 seconds. You're pressing the ground away from you with your hands. You're trying to lift up nice and tall through your spine, drawing your abdominal muscles in, lengthening, making your spine feel like it is a 1,000 kilometer long length, letting the bones of the spine stretch. Try to reduce compression, have lengthening, flexibility. We're going to stay here a little longer. Maybe you're still pedaling out your legs. If you're able to still stay here, we're going to come up on our tiptoes, draw your abdominal muscles, push your tailbone up to the ceiling, and sink down through your heels any amount. And we'll do that one more time. Inhale, lifting up, and sinking down any amount. If you're still with me, we're going to come forward to a high plank and hold here. So you can always bring your knees down and hold here. So high plank, press back through your heels, hands are under the shoulders. We're nice and long and strong. We're going to hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back into downward facing dog. And then I'd like you to walk your hands back to your feet. And we're going to dangle here. I want you to release your wrists, let your arms and your shoulders feel nice and loose. Maybe keeping your belly muscles strong, maybe swaying a little bit. If that works for you, that helps give you a better stretch. But definitely the head, the neck, everything's falling towards the ground. You're always keeping your abdominal muscles engaged, supporting the back. Let's stay here for one more breath. And then bone by bone, we're going to just roll ourselves up, clicking our spine back into place. You might have a little bit of dizziness. It's okay. Just let that subside. We're going to take some shoulder rolls, forward and back. And then once again, let's interlace our hands and take a nice stretch through the chest and the heart. Take a really good big breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Okay. All right. Release the arms. We're standing nice and tall, back of the mat. We're going to move through some sun salutations. Taking the arms up, inhale. Bowing forward as you exhale. Bring your hands to your shins and lengthen into a flat back. Bring your hands to the ground and walk yourself up into downward facing dog. Once you are here in downward dog, take your right leg, reach it up in the air, bend the knee open, opening up your hip, stretching out the back of the left leg, and then pull your knee into your belly, rounding your back knee to nose. Sweep the leg back up in the air, and then we're going to step the foot up between the hands, coming down on the knee, making sure that your knee is over your ankle, bringing yourself up. Once again, we're going to interlace the hands behind and just open up the chest. And then from here, let's keep that opened chest and we'll stretch the arms up. So you might find this time, you might even be doing a little bit of a back bend because you're leaning back and you're open. Just do what feels good. And then we're going to bring the hands down, stretching out the right leg. Point and flex the foot. Bring your right leg back. You can stay here on your hands and knees, or you can come up into downward dog, and you can stay here and pedal out your legs, or come forward to a high plank, and we're going to lower down. We're going to do a nice slow lowering down today. We're going to do this for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, coming down. Inhale into cobra. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Take a nice big breath. We're going to get ready to do the other side. So left leg goes up in the air, bend the knee open. Make sure you're keeping the weight even between both of your arms. Nice big stretch. Pull the knee right into your belly, rounding your back knee to nose. Sweep the leg back up in the air. And step your foot up between your hands. Coming down on your right knee again. Knee over the ankle for the front leg. Interlace your hands behind your back, but switch the lacing this time. Maybe do it the weird way. And then we're going to open up and stretch. My heart is open. Maybe releasing and coming up with the arms, so you're feeling like you're in a little bit of a back bend. And then we'll bring our hands down, and we're going to stretch out the leg. Point and flex your foot. Okay, slide your left leg back, either staying here in tabletop or coming up into downward dog. You're welcome to stay here in downward dog or come forward to a high plank. Now, this time we're going to lower down on our forearms, and we're going to count for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just bring your knees down, bring your belly down, bring your hands beside your low ribs. Inhale into cobra, curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Okay, let's walk our hands back to our feet. And once again, do that nice slow roll, coming all the way up. Give your shoulders nice loosening. Okay, we're going to do that again, standing nice and tall, arms out to the sides. Inhale, bowing forward as you exhale. Lengthening into a flat back. Bring your hands to the ground. Walk yourself up into downward facing dog, modifying as needed. Take your right leg, reach it up in the air, bend the knee open. Pull your knee into your belly, rounding your back knee to nose. Sweep your leg back up in the air. Step your foot up between your hands. Come down on the knee. Coming up, interlacing the hands behind your back. Bringing the arms up. For sure, remembering to breathe. Bring your hands down. Stretch out your front leg. Release the hamstrings. Slide your leg back. Lift yourself up into downward dog. Come forward to a high plank. Staying on the hands this time, we're going to lower down for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up into cobra. Curl your toes under. Downward facing dog. Left leg goes up in the air. Bend the knee open. Pull your knee into your belly, rounding your back knee to nose. Sweep the leg back up in the air. Step your foot up between your hands. Come down on your knee. Lifting up, interlacing your hands, maybe the weird way. Arms up. Remembering to breathe. Bring your hands down. Stretch out your leg. Point and flex your foot. Slide that beautiful left leg back. Come up into downward dog or modifying. We're going to come forward to a high plank. We're going to lower down on the forearms. Elbows under the shoulders. Make sure that your bum's not sticking up too high. Holding here for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower yourself down. Reposition your hands beside the low ribs. Inhale into cobra. Pull the toes under. Downward facing dog. Let's take 5 breaths here in downward dog. Just pedaling it out. Pedaling it out, or if you'd like, take your right hand, reach under the body. We're going to grab the left leg. It's taking a twist. And then we'll do that on the other side. Left hand, grab to the right leg, wherever it is available to you, and just get a nice twist. And then we'll come back. Back to downward dog. Let's walk our hands back to our feet. And we're going to do that nice roll, bone by bone, all the way back, clicking back into place. Okay, so we're going to do that to some degree. Again, I'm going to add a little more this time. So let's bend our knees, fingertips brushing the ground, arms reaching forward. Draw your knees back. And I want you to bring yourself into chair pose here. So you're keeping your core strong. You're trying not to have your bum sticking out. You're trying to tuck your tail and lengthening, let your heart shine forward. And we're going to stay here, holding here. Relax your shoulders. Squeeze the thighs together if they're close together. If they're not, that's okay. Just engage the thigh muscles. Holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands to your heart and bow forward. As you straighten out your legs, you can maybe give the legs a little pedal. Lengthen into a flat back. Bring your hands to the ground again. Walk yourself up into downward facing dog. Take your right leg, reach it up in the air, bend the knee open. So this time, you're going to take your knee and bring it under the body and touch the left arm. Sweep the leg back up in the air. Take your knee and touch your right arm. Sweep the leg back up in the air. Now pull your knee into your belly, rounding your back knee to nose. Sweep the leg back up in the air. Step your foot up between your hands, except this time you have the option, if you'd like, to not come down on your back knee. We're going to bring ourselves up into a lunge, interlacing your hands behind your back, exactly what we did before. Maybe releasing the arms and taking crescent lunge with a little extra added bonus of maybe a little back bend and opening up your heart even more. Take another breath. We're going to bring the hands down, step back into downward dog, come forward into a high plank. We're going to lower ourselves down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale into cobra. Curling the toes under, downward facing dog. Left leg goes up in the air, bend the knee open. Take the knee under the body, touch the right arm. Sweep the leg back up in the air. Take the knee, touch the left arm. Sweep the leg back up in the air. Bring your knee into your belly, rounding your back knee to nose. Sweep the leg back up in the air. Step your foot up between your hands. If you like, keep off of the back knee. Bringing yourself up, taking all the time you need for balance and steadiness. Interlace the hands. Open up the heart. Maybe release the hands. And we'll hold here. Bring your hands back down. We'll step into a high plank. Lower onto one forearm and then the other. Remember to press back through your heels. And we're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your body to the ground. Hands beside the low ribs. Inhale, cobra. Curl the toes under. Downward facing dog. So take a couple big breaths here. If you feel like you want a little bit more, you want to take a regular chaturanga, come forward to high plank, lower down, inhale cobra or upward dog, and downward facing dog. If you feel like you want to stretch back into your hips, by all means, stay in child's pose. But let's just pick what it is that you want to do. We're going to stay here for about 3 more breaths. You can always take another flow. Okay. Once again, let's walk our hands back to our feet. We are going to take the opportunity to roll ourselves up with our strong core. Roll yourself up, releasing the shoulders. Okay. We are going to do a little bit of something, a balance that I actually did in my Thursday evening or Thursday 5:30 class this week. We're going to do a modified version of that, but it's going to challenge our balance a little bit here. But I'd like us to step forward with our right foot, and we're going to come into warrior 2. So your right knee is bent, your right arm is forward, you're in warrior 2. So we're going to just relax. Relax your shoulders. Let's challenge the arms a little bit. We're going to turn the palms to face up. Keep your jaw soft, keep your neck relaxed. Before we do anything, I want you to let your left hand touch the back of your left leg, and we're going to sweep back in a nice revolved warrior, reverse warrior, holding here. Try not to lose the bend in the front leg. And then we'll come back into warrior 2, and you can just bring your palms the right way, the proper way. Okay, so here is a bit of the work. So let's bring our hands to our heart. And I want you to just heel toe your foot, your right foot in, so that now you're in a wider stance as if you were going to fold forward. We're not going to do that. And of course, you can release your hands at any time, take them away from being at the heart. I want you to see if you can put the weight on your left leg, and we're going to just see if we can step up and maybe come into tree pose. Good. Okay, so we can just release back, bring yourself back into warrior 2 again. Right leg is bent, the same leg is bent as before. Exact same side, you're looking over your right hand. We're going to flip the palm, let your left hand rest on the back of the leg, take another reverse warrior. Nice big stretch into the waist. And we'll come back, warrior 2. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to heel toe the right foot in, so you're in a wide-legged stance, all of your toes pointing forward. And try not to lock the left knee, but bring the leg up, the right leg up. So what we found, when we did this on my Thursday night class, we did it a little differently. We did it in a little different way than this. I think we found that as you practiced it a couple of times, it seemed like the mind and the body were connecting and you were able to do it a little bit better. But it's all good. We won't do any more of that now, but I just wanted you to get an idea of what it feels like to have that weight suspended in the air, using your balance, and then connecting, and then coming back. Okay, so right arm forward, right knee is bent. We're going to take the arms, windmill them either side of the front foot, step back into a high plank if you'd like, lowering yourself down through regular chaturanga, coming up into cobra or upward dog, downward facing dog, and then we'll walk our hands back to our feet once again, and you're going to take that nice slow roll all the way up to the top. So you're going to stay in the exact same spot. I'm just going to switch so that my back isn't to you, but you're going to stay at the back of the mat. We're going to come forward with the left leg this time. So nice big stance in warrior 2. Left leg is forward. Back foot, maybe the toes are coming in at about a 45-degree angle. Maybe your heels are lined up or it's heels to arch. I like heel to heel. Left arm forward, right arm back. Nice big breath. We'll just pause here in this very powerful pose. From a cardiovascular standpoint, this gets the heart and the blood flowing, the heart pumping. Nice powerful warrior pose. Okay, We'll do the same thing that we did before to continue to strengthen the arms. We'll turn the palms to face up, try to relax your shoulders. Notice what it feels like to have this different positioning of the hands and the arms. We're going to let the right hand rest on the back of the right leg and just coming back, arching away from the bent leg. Reverse warrior. Keep your lunge. Holding here. And then we'll come back. Warrior two, proper hands facing down. Take a big breath. Okay, so let's bring our hands to our heart again. We're going to heel toe the foot, that left foot, so now you're in a wide-legged stance. All your toes are pointing forward. We're gonna just make sure that we're not locking the knee on the right leg, and we'll just see how it feels to bring ourselves up, bringing the leg up into any position that we can. Pausing for a moment, nice big breath, and then we'll come back down, release your hands. We'll do that a second time, so come back into warrior two. Keep your front knee open so you can see your left big toe. Let your hand rest on the thigh, sweeping back. Take a breath, nice big breath. Come back into warrior two. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to heel toe all the toes, so we're facing in the same direction. Maybe not a super wide stance like I was just doing. And not locking your right leg. See if you can bring yourself up. This is my tougher leg for sure. I have more wobbliness. So if you want to give it, just like we did last time with the other leg, if you want to give it a couple tries, just see how it feels. Maybe you don't like your arms at your heart, that's okay. Just see how it feels. See how your body responds. And then we'll come right back into warrior two last time. Windmill your hands either side of the front foot, step back into a high plank, lowering down regular chaturanga, coming back into cobra or upward dog, and downward facing dog. Okay, so from downward facing dog, I would like us to bring ourselves to a seated position. And we're going to grab our book or our block. And I want us to come into a seated position with our feet flat on the ground, knees are bent. So we're going to come into boat pose. We're going to use the prop as an additional challenge. You don't need to use it if you don't want to. We're going to use this a little bit more in a few more moments as well. So we're going to hold the book or the block between our hands. I want you to lean yourself back until you feel the work in the core. And then we're going to keep your nose trying to face the prop at all times. And we're going to twist and hold. And come back to center. Twist and hold. Come back to center. Twist and hold. Come back to center. Twist and hold. Come back to center. Okay, so you can keep doing that. Remember, you're trying not to round your back. You're trying to keep yourself nice and strong. If you want more work, as we twist to the right, we're going to lift up the right leg. Twist and hold. Come back to center. And then we'll lift up the left leg. Twist and hold. Come back to center. We'll do that again. Twist and hold. Trying to keep my nose on the prop. Twist and hold. Come back to center. Okay. We're going to do that again. Adding another level. If you want, release both of your legs. Super strong here. Remember to bring them down if you need to. It's okay. It's not cheating. It's just working with your body. We're going to twist and hold, and center, twist and hold, and center. Let's do that again. Twist and hold, and center, twist and hold, and center. Let's do that again. Twist and hold, center, twist and hold, And center one more time. Twist and hold. Center. Twist and hold. And center. Good work. Okay. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let's fold forward. Take a nice stretch into your spine, rounding your back. Okay. And let's stretch the left leg out. We're going to bend the right leg inside, the left foot, the left thigh. Bringing your arms up in the air. Inhale, exhale, folding forward. Grab whatever you can on your leg, but try to make your back straight. Try to really have that straight spine and you're shining your heart forward. So keep your neck relaxed. Always keep the neck and the jaw soft, but you have the broadness through the shoulders, through the chest, through the collarbones, I should say. So maybe you're able to fold in a little bit more deeply as you start to connect with the pose for a couple more seconds. Whatever you're doing, just take one more breath. And then we're going to come back up, take your right leg, step it over, and we're going to twist towards the bent knee. So this should hopefully feel nice on the back. That was just doing a lot of work when we were in our boat pose and when we were twisting. So nice big breath, nice stretch into your spine, into your belly. Breathing deeply, breathe into the chest, the heart. And we'll come back to center. Let your top knee rest on your bottom leg. Keep your foot flexed and fold forward. Again, trying to keep that straighter spine, but this is a really tricky movement, so do whatever you can do. We'll come back up, release the legs, give them a little shake. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to turn around. So your right leg is forward, your left leg is bent. Bringing the arms up in the air, inhale and exhale. Grab whatever you can. You're going to have your straighter spine. See what is available for you to start to fold in a little more deeply. Just work with your body. Use your breath. Use your breath to help you move more deeply into the posture. And then we're going to come back up. Take your left leg, step it over, twist towards the bent knee. Pull yourself up nice and tall. Breath of awareness into your heart. Let's take another breath. And then we'll come back to center. Take your top knee, rest it on your bottom leg. Foot is flexed and fold forward. We'll take one more breath and come all the way back up. Okay. So we are going to lie on our backs. Bring your knees into your chest. Give your back a very nice massage if that feels nice. You can pull your knees wider apart and be in a modified happy baby. Or you can reach for the outside edges of the feet or the ankles and come into full happy baby. Do what feels right for you. In any variation, whether you are in full happy baby or just hugging in your knees, you are getting that flattening of your back, which is nice. Stretching out your low back, stretching out your tailbone, getting into the glutes. Let's take one more breath, and then we're going to bring our feet flat to the ground. And I'd like you to reach for your prop. Hopefully you have them. And we are going to lift up our hips and take the book or the block and just place it underneath your tailbone, underneath your sacrum. So it's the triangular bone at the base of your spine. It's not your low back. It's a little lower than that. It's like below your waistline. It should feel comfortable. It shouldn't feel like the prop is pushing into your body. But we're going to hold here in supported bridge pose. And the nice opportunity about being in the supported bridge pose is that we can stay here a little bit longer as opposed to trying to hoist yourself up and hold yourself up. Now, if you happen to have a book that would be conducive to this, or of course a block, you can turn it up a little higher, if that makes sense. For sure, you don't want to have, just listen to your body. Listen to your body and obviously work with the prop that you have. I'm going to lower down. I don't really like the sensation of it being up high. I want you to try to let your arms reach away from your body. You might even feel comfortable and you can come into a cactus arm, or maybe you want to do more what we were doing at the beginning with the arms stretched away from your body. So just do what feels good, but as long as you don't feel unnecessary pressure on your neck. So we're going to just relax here for a few moments and stretch open the chest, the belly, the hips. Now we're going to try something. For some people, I know that they really like this stretch. I can think of many students I know that even like to take this, what we're going to do next, take this movement in Shavasana, in rest. But I know for other people, this is not good and it irritates your back. So I want you to just explore and listen to your body. So let's take the right leg and we're going to stretch it forward. Like just lengthen it out. And you can just kind of assess, how does this feel? Okay, let's try it on the other side. So left leg, stretch it forward. So you probably are getting an idea already of if you like this or not. If it is available to you, stretch out both of your legs. Now, what is happening is a big stretch in the belly, in the pelvis area, in the upper thighs. These are parts of the body that are really hard, often very hard to get a good stretch because of the position. So we'll try and stay here. Let's try and stay here for, let's say 5 more breaths. And no matter what you are doing, whether you're back in bridge pose, maybe you've taken the block away because you don't like how it feels, whatever you're doing, I want you to breathe dually into, like duality, into your belly and your heart. Big breaths, belly and heart. Breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your nose. We're probably at 5 breaths already. Let's take 2 more. And 1 more. Okay. We can bring the arms in if you want, or you can keep them stretched out, whatever feels comfortable. Start to walk your legs in, just taking your time. We're not going to try to flip quickly from position to position. Just take your time. And then bringing the arms in so that you can just pull the block away, lifting up your hips, releasing the block. Gently bring your body down to the ground. Take a breath. I never want to see you quickly hug your knees into your chest. So just take a breath and then bring your knees into your chest. So now this is a total counter position from what you were just doing. You may even find that you want to lift your head and shoulders up and around your back. That is okay. Let's take one hand onto each knee. And we're going to push the legs away. Pry them open, like pull them open and circle them back to you. And then we're going to do that again. Push them away, draw them open, circle them back. So we are doing an egg beater motion. Circling and rolling at the hips. If this doesn't make sense and doesn't work for your body, you can keep them both legs together and just roll them in a circle like you're stirring. It's all good. We're just trying to give the low back a chance to settle and also just stretch into the hips. And then let's just reverse the circles, releasing your hip flexors, releasing the psoas. And we'll come back to center. And bring your feet flat to the ground. Let's take our right ankle, cross it over the left thigh. We'll take thread the needle. Nice big breath. Maybe you want to extend your left leg up in the air and see how that feels. You can roll your ankle around a little bit. All good. We're going to take one more breath and release. Switching legs. Left ankle crosses over the right thigh, taking thread the needle. Maybe extend the leg up. Your choice. Sometimes I like doing this, sometimes I don't. But we're always making sure we're keeping the crossed over leg, keep that foot flexed. You don't want to have like a soft ankle, so that can cause discomfort and problems with the knee. We'll take another breath and release your leg. Bring your feet to the outside edges of the mat, just like we did at the beginning, and we'll do some delicious windshield wiper knees, maybe stretching your arms away from your body, maybe bringing your arms over your head. Another great opportunity to stretch out the tops of the legs and actually multiple parts. This is like an all-around stretch for the lower body for sure. And it drags up into the belly and the chest and the ribs. It's a really good stretch. So we'll do one more time either side. And we're going to do one more thing with the block in honor of the heart opening up your heart flow today. So we're going to take our book or our block. And I realize that everybody might have a different size book. We're going to just give this a try. If it's not meant to be because it doesn't work, don't push it. I don't want anyone to feel like you just practiced yoga and you feel good and now you've hurt yourself. Okay. So I want you to see if you can take your book or your block and you're going to place it in between your shoulder blades. And it's not up really, really high, like at your neck. You're going to find a comfortable position. It's not going to be low. It's not going to be too high, but you're going to find the comfortable position that works for you. And if it is available to you, and remember, if the prop that you're using makes sense, I want you to see if you can release yourself, drape your body over the prop. So this is fish pose. It's a very big stretch. I want you to find comfort. We're not going to stay here for more than 5 breaths, but if you are able to be here, then just try to breathe into it. If you're not, just stay flat on your back. You can always bend your knees if that gives you a little more comfort, but I want us to be very aware of what is happening to the shoulders. We are prying them back. We are stretching and opening up the chest and the lungs and the heart, the throat. You can feel what's happening. Let's take 2 more breaths. Remember this type of, if you're somebody right now who's enjoying this, remember this posture. This is something that you can do for sure in your own time when you need to open up your chest and reduce the rounding of the shoulders, but also just to brighten yourself. Okay, I don't want to stay for too long in this pose for those that are in it and can just barely tolerate it. So gently roll away, pull the prop away. If you like it, stay here, but come down to the ground, let your body acclimatize with being flat. So you can stay in this type of, I teach with this type of posture. You might hold it for a couple of minutes, but kind of work your way up into it. Okay, and then once again, we're going to round our back, bring your knees into your chest. Maybe again, super counter pose here, rounding, tucking your chin in, holding here. Sort of kind of how we started for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then come back down. I want you to stretch your legs up in the air. We're just going to hold them here for about 8 breaths. Pedal out your ankles. These are cool down postures. Cool down, calm down, closing the practice. But opening up your heart through stretching has the effect of making you feel brighter, more open. It helps you breathe. All of those things contribute psychologically to your mood lifting. Physiologically, obviously, there's the good things that happen. Okay, we're going to bring the legs down to the ground, stretch them out, release, let the blood flow back through, regulating all through the body. I want you to close your eyes, relax your arms, maybe turn your palms to face up. Relax your legs, no holding in your legs or your feet. Eyes are closed, jaw is soft. Let's just lie here for a few moments, letting our yoga practice absorb in our bodies. So starting to bring your awareness back to your body. You can start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. You can turn your head from side to side. You can bring your arms over your head when you are ready, and we are going to take one more full body stretch. And I want you to reach from your fingers all the way down to your toes, and let's breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And we'll do that again. Breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. When you feel ready, you can roll to your right side, just taking your time to lift yourself up. We'll come up to a seated position. We'll bring our hands to our heart. And just close your eyes. I want you to reflect on how you're feeling, any shifting, anything that has changed through this hour of your practice. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so honored to be able to share yoga with all of you. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday, and namaste. So have a great Saturday, have a great weekend, and I know I've been mentioning I have a gentle class Wednesdays at 10, a power class Thursdays at 5:30. Just send me an email if you have questions, or the email that I sent you has a button you can click and it'll come to my email. Anyways, have a wonderful Saturday.